2 months later, bro. 2 months later. It's been 2 months. And he's proposing to her. Like, what? What? It was just in my fucking bed, bro.
When you find out that your husband, boyfriend, partner is cheating on you, that's a divine plan, okay? That is God's work at its finest. Because when you find out your partner is cheating on you, that's when you know you are going through such a pivotal or such a moment, such a curvy moment in your life where everything changed. Not only your partnership with your man, but also yourself as a human being. So, yeah, you're gonna glow up for sure. Let's hear some stories about women from TikTok talking about story time, them finding their husbands, boyfriends, partners cheating on them. So we can learn a little, you know?
Story time on how my ex-boyfriend cheated on me with his sister. Let's just get into it. So story starts and I'm dating this guy for like a year. We were the type of couple that was like, oh my god, like they're gonna last forever. Like they're literally perfect. So he has a sister and she's like half a year younger than him. It's like not that crazy of an age difference. It's really close. So we all went to the same school and literally she hated me for no reason. Like her whole family loved me but her. First couple of months of us dating, like it was never like weird. I never had any suspicion. He was actually quite literally rude to his sister. So like I wouldn't ever think anything of it. I mean, no one really does that, so it's, yeah. Anyways, this girl hated me for literally no reason, hated my guts, and talked bad about me around the whole entire school. But you know what? I let it slide because I loved his family, and we were together, and I was like, why would I let your little sister stop me from dating you? I'm not gonna let that break us up. Anyways, that should have been my first red flag because he would tell me that I'm insane and I need to get over it. But yeah, that was really weird. Plus, my friends thought it was really weird, especially how he didn't really do anything. He just let it happen. So yeah, I should have took that as my first red flag because that's insane. You're not gonna do anything when your sister is bashing you around the whole entire school and to everybody. As time went on, like I would come over to their house and he was always like kind of weird with his sister. With his sister or not, he'd always make like really weird remarks about like how she looked and her body looked. It low-key kind of brushed me off like really weird, but I was like, okay, like that's his sister, like nothing weird like that because who would think that you're banging your little sister? Not me. So one day I was planning on going to my friend's house and I told him and he was like kind of being really weird about it. He was also just like a really controlling person. Like he would never let me hang out with my friends or anything or even go out. So I was just like, whatever. I didn't think much of it. We end up arguing and then I finally get to go because like he gets to go anywhere whenever he wants. So it's not really fair. So I was just hanging out with my friend in her bed and my boyfriend was just acting really weird. Like, a weird that he's never acted before. Like he's like ghosting me and not talking to me. Just really weird, something he never did before. It made me feel so weird. So in his neighborhood, there's like a park. And mind you, this was like 10 o'clock at night. So his location is set at the park for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay, like whatever. He's probably just hanging out at the park. It just made me feel really weird because he was acting really weird. And it's just like, why are you acting like that? So after like 30 minutes, he was still at the park for like an hour. So he completely ghosted me. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we just walk to the park? So that's exactly what I did. Me and my friend walked to the park without him knowing and I turned off my location. So we get to the park and mind you, like you couldn't be able to see us. Like he wouldn't have been able to see us. It was so dark. So I was like, this is like low-key perfect. Like what if I catch him doing something? Like I didn't want to, but like I was like, you know what, for the plot. So as we get closer to the park, I hear talking and yeah. And it's a girl. So I look at my friend like, oh, soda. We get quiet and creep up on them. As I get close enough to see them, I see his sister and him. I see them doing something crazy that you should never do with your sister. You guys can kind of pick up what I'm putting down. So as soon as I see them, I immediately yelled out like, oh my god, and they immediately turn their head. And when I tell you they were shaking, I can't even like tell you what I said. I was just like so disgusted. I was like, that's your sister. And he was saying the usual, like, it's not what you think, I promise, like, I can explain. His sister's just over there, like, shaking in her boots. I was just literally so disgusted, and I was like, oh, hell no, like, we're leaving right now. Because what does one do in that situation when you see your boyfriend doing a squirrel dance on his sister? Like, immediately broke up with him, and then after that, for months, he told people that I cheated on him. Low-key didn't tell people that he did the renegade on his sister because, like, that's crazy, and I'm not that bad of a person, but you want to see that I cheated on him. Anyways, guys, that's my lore, so follow me if you guys want more crazy story times because I have way more than this. So I love you guys so much. Bye. This is a story time of how I found out I got cheated on and how I confronted him. If he sees this video, if he has any of his little minions stalking me, my message to him, please do not text me about this. I'm not deleting this video. I did say, you know, I was going to try to respect you after the breakup, but you didn't respect me for 2 years, so I kind of like am not going to respect you. So it all starts sophomore year, and at this point we had been together for about 8 months. I actually found out I got cheated on our 8th month anniversary, and I'm going to be name dropping because I don't care, I never did. So basically, it was spring break for like a week, and on the last day of spring break, before school, I spent the night at his house. And for that spring break, we were like on a break, because he wanted to go on a break. Whole time, it's not a break, we're still hanging out, he's still texting me, he's still calling me, telling me he loved me. Like, we were not on a break. We were still in communication. There was no break.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt this one, because girl, what are you talking? We know, you know, your mama know, his mama know that he's cheating on you. And he's telling you indirectly like I'm cheating on you. Please let me go. And I want to be too nice about it, because if I came direct to you, that will hurt your feeling, and I'm too much of a people pleaser. That's basically what he's communicating with you, and you're in, I don't know where.
But basically, the night that I spent the night at his house, he was like, I think I'm ready for the break to be over, da-da-da-da. He was like playing songs that were like now that I'm thinking about it, the songs were definitely giving he was cheating on me. So I'm thinking we're having like a cute moment listening to these songs. Like, no, girl. He was playing Runaway by Kanye West and like crying and saying I'm sorry. So the next morning, it's our 8-month anniversary. We're lit, we're hype. I'm like so happy. I'm like, woo! We're still together. Great. We go to school. I'm having fun. In the middle of the school day, I get a notification. This girl, I think her name was Vicky, followed me. I'm like, okay, chill, like, woo. So I think I follow her back because I'm just like, okay, whatever, like, whatever. We had no like mutuals or anything like that, I don't think. So then, like, later on in the day, she texts me. She's like, hi. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe her account got, like, hacked. Because, you know, on Instagram, when your account gets hacked and they text you, hey, first, and then they start asking, like, can I log into your account so I can, you know what I mean? So I accidentally opened the message, and I left it on seen on accident. I didn't even mean to open the message. Whatever. I go on about my day. I go to practice. At the time, I was playing softball, and so I'm chilling. Maybe there was, like, 30 minutes left to practice. Maybe, like, 45. And I get a text from her. And she's like, from my highlight, because we still had each other's highlights up, and she was like, oh, are you still with him? And I text her back, and I'm like, yeah, why? And she's like, oh, well, he was just at my friend's house, and they hung out. And I'm thinking, because he has, like, this girl best friend that he's been friends with for a while, and, like, I never had a problem with her. There was never a problem with her, and he would, like, go to her house, okay? Like, I'm not that type of girl that would literally make you never have a girl best friend or never make you hang out with a girl, because if you want to cheat on me, you would do it. Like, so I thought she was talking about that girl, and I'm like, oh, I was like, wait. Because at first I was gonna be like, oh, like, his friend, what was his friend's, Jasleen or something like that? I was like, oh, is it, like, Jasleen? But I was like, no. Because I just had a weird feeling, so I was like, oh, who's the friend? She says Emma. I'm like, oh. Immediate heart drop. Keep in mind I'm at practice, and there's still practice going on. I'm literally texting her because we're on a water break right now. So I'm literally like, what the fuck? There's history with Emma, okay? There's history with Emma. That's why I was so, like, what? So she texts, I didn't answer her, but I saw Emma, and then she's like, I have a picture of them together. So I'm like, okay. I didn't ask for the picture yet because I was, like, too, like, heartbroken. So I'm like, okay, like, thank you so much for telling me, like, this is crazy. I was like, when did he go to her house? And he was like, oh, like, I think, like, last week or something like that. So this whole time, by the way, I forgot to say this, I was screenshotting, like, every single message and sending it to my boyfriend. And I'm like, who the fuck is this girl? I swear to God, if you're cheating on me, like, we're over, like, we're done, like, what the fuck, why would you do this to me?
God, that's extremely dumb. Do not ever confront a man. If that man go and cheat on you and he don't want to tell you, obviously he was all this time while he was being nice about it. But if he doesn't want to tell you, do not confront him if you know. Just prep your plans. Do what's best for you because he already did something outside, which is he had a third party in the relationship that you together have. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna do my preparations to do what is best for me. When you confront him, he will never say yes. For your info.
like cussing him out. And he's at practice literally like right across the freaking way because he was playing baseball. So I'm fucking crashing out on him over text. I'm like trying so hard not to freaking freak out because I'm at practice and there's really nothing I can do. Finally, practice is over and I call him like 20 times. So he answers, he's like, what? He's like, I don't know who that is. Da 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 da. I'm like, Jason, like, we're seeing each other after school, after practice, whether you like it or not. He's like, okay, whatever, chill. And he's being so nonchalant about it. And I'm freaking freaking out. I'm sitting with my friend waiting for her to get picked up or something. Or I think she was either getting picked up or like walking home. And I'm like crying to her and I'm like, I swear to God, if he's cheating on me, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know if I should believe it or not. Because I haven't gotten the picture at this point because I didn't want to see it yet. I didn't want to believe it. I'm literally freaking. I'm like, why would you do this? I'm crying. We're still at school at this point. I'm crying to him. I'm like, why the fuck would you do this to me? Like, what did I ever do to deserve this? Like, I was so good to you. Da 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 da. He's just being so nonchalant. He's like, I didn't cheat on you. I'm not cheating on you. I didn't do anything. Then I'm like, okay. So I go and text that girl right in front of him. I'm standing up and he's sitting down. So then he gets up and he stands right behind me. And I'm texting the girl. I'm like, hey, can you send me that picture of them together? Sends me the picture and I'm like, it's them together. She's the one taking the picture on his phone. And the outfit that he's wearing, I knew it was recent too. Oh, by the way, the picture was like him behind her. She was in front. He had her hand on her waist. I knew it was recent because when we were on our break, he FaceTimed me. He said he was going to his grandpa's sister's house.
First of all, if you're a small girl or just young girl that's listening to me, I want to tell you you need to be smart. You just gotta be smart. Whether you're young, old, mid-age, I don't care where you're at in life. You gotta be smart. Guys show you all the time signs that they are cheating. Guys show you all the time signs that they are lying. We pay attention to details. So keep it fine, keep it clean, keep it good, keep it bright till the end. Meaning, I want you to just keep yourself smart. Yourself is first. No other man comes before yourself. And when you start to put this good intention to each and every sign that he shows you that he's cheating, but you say, no, he is, no, he's that, no, he's third, that's when we start to get really blinded. And you will always get your leg back. The best thing about knowing that a guy cheating is just shutting your mouth up. Don't speak about it. Like, withdraw yourself from the situation, from his life completely. Go silent, go ghost. He will get back for sure. And even though he didn't, he will look at the other girl the way he looked at you while you're in the relationship, and he will look at you the same way he looked at her while he was in the relationship with you. Means you will switch positions with this girl. She gonna be the dumb one and you're gonna be the one that is mysterious, he wanna go and have fun too, which is good. But you will never give him this fun anyway, because you deserve better in life. Like, it's you and you and you.
Story time of how I found out 5 minutes ago that I have been cheated on. So I met this boy in Thailand like 3 months ago, and from the first day that we met, we traveled together every single day for 3 weeks. So like his entire trip, I was with him. And then at the end of it, he was going back to Perth, and he was like, oh, do you want to move to Perth with me? And I was like, okay, that's kind of crazy because I live in London, but I do have family in Sydney. So I was like, okay, it's not that weird. Like, I'm Australian, so that's fine. Like, yeah, sure, I'll come to Perth with you. So I moved to Perth with him, and I'm living at his house for like 2 weeks, and like obviously everything's really good, like it was vibes. But he works in a job where he flies away and works 3 weeks like in the mines, and then he gets 1 week off. So I thought rather than me sitting in his house for 3 weeks and like waiting for him to come back, I would go visit my mum in Sydney. So I fly out to Sydney, and we are FaceTiming every single night, and he's like, oh, I really want to come visit you on my week off, so like I'm thinking of flying over to Sydney. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then, like, it was my birthday as well in that time frame, and, like, he sent flowers to my house and everything, which was really cute. And then he, like, came up with the idea. He's like, okay, rather than me coming to Sydney, why don't I just fly us both to Bali and pay for, like, a Bali trip for both of us for your birthday, and so I can see you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, my God, that is, like, amazing. Like, that's so nice of you. Like, yeah, let's do it. So we went to Bali last week, and everything was fine. Like, we had a really good time. And then, obviously, I said goodbye to him last Sunday, so, like, 9 days ago now. And then this time, like, he went straight to work after that. And then this time, like, he'd kind of been just, like, a little bit weird. Like, he's not been FaceTiming me every day. Like, he's been talking to me less. And I kind of messaged him today being like, oh, what's up? And he's like, oh, nothing. I've just had this thing on my mind that's really been stressing me out. Like, I'll FaceTime you tonight. And I was like, okay, cool. So he FaceTimes me and I was like, oh, what's up? And he's like, oh, like, it's literally nothing, but, like, I'm just paranoid that I have an STI. Like, ever since I've met him, he's just always been really paranoid about STIs. Like, but I've obviously been tested since sleeping with him and only him, because, like, we were exclusive. So I was like, oh, like, trying to like calm him down, like, calm down his hypochondriacness. I was like, oh, no, like, don't worry, like, I've not been sleeping with anyone else, you've not been sleeping with anyone else, so, like, you couldn't possibly have symptoms. You couldn't possibly have an STI because you would have shown symptoms already because we've been sleeping together for, like, 3 months. And he made, like, a face, and I was like, hold on, what the fuck's that face? And he was like, oh, nothing. And I was like, have you been sleeping with anyone else? And he was like, oh, no. And I was like, no, seriously, have you slept with anyone else? He was like, no. I asked him again, have you slept with anyone else? He said no. I asked him a 4th fucking time. And he was like, okay, yeah, I slept with someone else. And I was like, you're joking. And he's like, no, I'm not joking. And I'm like, no, fucking tell me you're joking. He wasn't joking. So I was like, you know that feeling when you find out information and you just shake, like that adrenaline. I was like, okay, when? He was like, before Bali. Because I was like, okay, maybe fair enough, like, you were out drinking in Bali, because I went to bed earlier than he did every single night because I crashed early. So I was like, oh, fair enough if you were really drunk and, like, you slept with someone else, like, I mean, still not okay, but he slept with someone else before Bali. He was at home for 2 days before the Bali trip. So he went from work, flew into his hometown in Perth, was at his house for 2 nights, literally 1.5 days, and slept with someone else, sober. Like, he wasn't out drinking. So I'm thinking it was either his ex or it was this girl that he was seeing before me, or even if it wasn't one of those two, it doesn't fucking matter. He did this completely sober, knowing he was going to see me in Bali for a week for my birthday 2 days later. Are you fucking kidding me? And then the worst part of all of this is after I hung up the phone after I found this out. I was fucking fuming. Like, I was literally livid. Hung up the phone. He's not sent a message. He's not called me back. He's just gone to bed. This man has fucking gone to bed. I'm like, are you fucking serious? It's been an hour now. It's 1:21 a.m. in the morning. I'm fucking livid. I can't sleep now. I'm like, absolutely fuming. Also, one of his friends, the only other friend that I met in Perth that followed me, like his housemate, has unfollowed me, and it would have been in the last couple of days. So I'm like, okay, maybe he cheated on me, and, like, it's been premeditated, and he was going to end things anyway. Like, that's why he's being weird the past week. I was like, okay, that adds up. However, on this phone call tonight, 5 minutes prior to me, you know, discovering this cheating thing, he said that he was going to fly out to Sydney next week. I was like, yeah, I'm going to come out to Sydney and see you in a few days. I was like, what? Like, the fact that he was going to come to Sydney knowing he's cheated on me, like, what the fuck is wrong with this man's head? And I literally had to drag this information out of him. And the funniest thing is, the last week I've been saying, like, half as a joke, but half because I kind of knew something was off. I was like, you know what you've done? You know what you've done? You know how you sometimes do that? You're like, you know what you've done? Just, like, trying to, like, get any sort of secret out that isn't even there. I've been doing that. And he's like, why do you keep saying that? And I was like, I don't know, you know. And, like, I could tell, like, I don't know. I'm a fucking girl. We know. We have intuition. I could fucking tell something was up. And I was right. And, But anyways, I started off this video crying, and I've ended it in rage again. I'm literally going in between rage and crying because I just don't know how to fucking feel. I want to lay it all out on this man. I want to have a big screaming match and then never speak to him again because I need to let out all my frustrations. But it's fine. I've already unfollowed him, and if he never speaks to me again, then God forbid.
When you find out that your partner is cheating on you, you find yourself in a rage, like you're crying and then calm and then rage and then upside emotions. And God forbid if you're on your period, oh my goodness, that's gonna be crazy time, okay? But hence that period goes, hence that rage, crying, smiling, happy, can't forget him, scrolling on his page, stalking him all times, hence this goes. oh my god, peaceful energy comes after, and you start to love yourself, and you really don't want that man back. Because if you know that man with that qualities he showed you by the end of the relationship, no matter how long it lasted, if you meet him with the same personality in the beginning of the relationship, you would scroll immediately. You would say, this man ain't for me, because I would never accept that for myself. But hence hormones get into the play and love get into the play, and we are women, so we know we are emotional beings, and that's normal, nothing to be ashamed of. We start to feel like, okay, now I'm in love. I cannot get rid of that man because he's all over my head. My emotions are just so attached with him. Okay, once you get out of this phase and you press on yourself and you move on, you will find yourself in a situation you don't want that man back, and you don't want nobody that is even close to him with these dirty qualities to come into your life. And when you do that, they will come back. They always come back when you forget them. They always come back when you live your best life. And that's your choice, to get them back or to say, nah, this guy ain't for me no more. And they're gonna be persistent. I'm telling you. I got back to my ex after he cheated on me, and after I lived my best life, I got back to him. And for me, that was a dumb move from me. But I wasn't happy. Really. I was even looking at him like, oh man, I'm not happy with you. I don't like you even. I feel like I was peaceful without you. And I finally broke up with him. Okay, thanks God. And this time, when I broke up with him, I'm not feeling the same. I'm actually not feeling the same way I did when I first broke up with him in the first place. I feel happier. I feel even more and more and more calmer. Because who cares about a cheating man? Who cares about a man who doesn't know what type of girl he has? Who cares? You will care? Do you really want your kids to suffer? Do you want to end up in poverty because all you care about is a man?
How I found out I was the other girl. I've been talking to this guy for the past 4 months, and only did I find out 2 days ago that he had a whole girlfriend the entire time we were talking. I found out because she literally walked in on me as I was sleeping in his bed, and the crazy part is he literally had just left maybe 40 minutes prior to her getting there and telling me he wanted to commit to me. To give you some context, about 2 weeks ago, him and I talked about committing to each other. Instead of fighting with resistance, he actually told me, Sarah, I like you and I'm on the same page. Ever since then, I would say that we had a closer relationship. He bought me flowers, he came to the gym with me. We were basically a couple. There was a bit of tension on the Monday before this Sunday, but we smoothed things over, and he basically told me that he is a loyal person and that he would never hurt me, he'd never play me, and that he used to be a player in his past, but that's no longer him because he's looking to build a life now that he's approaching 30. The night before all of this happened, he actually asked me how he can make me feel more secure in a relationship. He wanted to make me feel more secure because he's looking to commit. I told him the things I needed in a relationship, and he said that he would be able to give me those things. And the next morning, he left for work around 7 a.m. And before he left for work, he sat at the bed and he told me word for word, I want to commit to you. I was half asleep and I actually needed to be up at 7:30 because I was getting ready to leave for work, but I kept snoozing the alarm. At this point in the story, he's gone for work, but my back is faced towards the bedroom door. And as I'm snoozing my alarm, I hear the door creak open. I turn to look at the door and I see a girl standing in her scrubs. She's obviously crying. I'm obviously like, what the fuck? Who is this? Come to find out, that's his girlfriend of the last 6-7 months. I should mention the night before when we were having that commitment talk, he was telling me how typically relationships naturally progress in the direction of a relationship, and he's never had to define an actual relationship before, which I said, that's a red flag. But here he is having a full-blown girlfriend. What the fuck? She's crying. I'm consoling the girl. I'm trying to make her feel better. She's calling him. He's not answering. To be honest, I had suspicions that something was wrong with our relationship because he wasn't fully present. And I kept asking myself, is there something wrong? Is there something wrong? But I just couldn't pinpoint it because every time I brought up a problem, the energy he would give me, I would never have to question it. I never thought that he was lying to me because I thought he was a transparent human being. And the way that he shaped his morals or expressed his morals made me believe that he just wasn't a pathological liar. The whole time we were together, he told me he wanted to be with me, that he doesn't want to lose me, that he respects me so much, that he admires me, all of these things. Looking back now, these were all lies. The gaps in our messages, not understanding where he would go sometimes. It makes so much sense. You were with your fucking girlfriend. Genuinely didn't think that I was the side piece. I thought I was the main girl and he was cheating on me with someone else. But clearly, I don't know this man at all. Anyway, I haven't spoken to him since because he left me on red, so I'm assuming I'm being ghosted. But I don't even give a fuck anymore because there's nothing to talk about. It is so scary that men can look you in the eye, lie to you, and feel absolutely no remorse. How are you to tell me literally on Monday that you're not a player and that you don't ever want to hurt me and that you would never cheat on me, only to be doing that in this very moment? The most fucked up thing about this all is that he got baptized in May. We started talking in March. They started talking in January. So he got baptized. Before being baptized, he was already talking to 2 girls. After getting baptized, he was still talking to 2 girls. Like, what? This guy, he would talk about past relationships sometimes to bring up examples or reasons. And recently he brought up this new ex that works in healthcare. And I'm like, who? There's no ex that works in healthcare. I've never heard about her. Comes to find out, it's actually his current fucking girlfriend that he's referring to as his ex-girlfriend. Is that not fucked up? It's safe to say that I'll never be talking to this man ever again. Thank you so much. That was the performance of a fucking lifetime, and I will never be fucking with you ever again. It is so crazy how everything played out the way it was supposed to be. For example, on Thursday, I literally asked God to take this man out of my life if he wasn't serving me the right purpose in my life, and by Sunday, that guy was gone. Gone. Anyway, I thought the trauma can be entertainment, so I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I will probably not be making any more videos due to the fact that I don't want to air people's shit out on the internet, but I just thought that this was such a telenovela that I had to share because what the fuck? Men are crazy, so I can't.
I learned this the hard way. The man, when he's trying to communicate something with you or trying to hide something from you, he will say it. Like, if a man point at something and say he doesn't like it, he likes it. And if a man really press on or emphasize on such a word like, I don't want to be a player, I'm not a player, he is a player. He's a player. Don't just dwell about it. Don't think because he's reassuring like us. No, they are not. They like direct messages, and when they want to hide something, they make everything in their hand just to hide that thing by showing you that thing. That's so dumb. If you want to know your man is cheating on you or no, you gotta look into your nervous system. We ain't gonna look into what he's doing because he will make sure he do everything right for you not to find out. I want you to look at your nervous system, how you're feeling. You feel like something shifted in the relationship, but you don't know what is it. You cannot really put a hand on it. You know that the vibe changed, was off, like he got private all of a sudden, or secretive, or you feel like something really, you cannot really touch it. You cannot tell it. What is it? But your nervous system is not settling. Your heart is not settling. Your intuition literally was side-eyeing him, like, you know, you cannot ignore it anymore, but you actually cannot tell what is it. He's cheating, 100%. You don't need no more any evidence. No, listen to me. He's cheating. It's not you. You're not crazy. You're not complicating stuff, and you're not dramatic. He's cheating, and if he's not, he doesn't like you anymore. And if he doesn't like you, he's cheating, because men does not stop liking a woman like that. They just find somebody else that they could replace her with. So they will stop liking her. I'm dropping some gems here. I hope you're listening for real.
Hey guys, so this is a story time that everyone's kind of been asking me about that has to do with my post that went somewhat viral on Facebook that had to do with my husband cheating on me when I was pregnant. And I kind of debated posting on anything, but when I was going through my really difficult time, there were a lot of women on TikTok that were posting their stories, and they were going through the same thing as me, and it really helped me relate to somebody else. along with all of the women that have reached out to me to tell me their story and things that they had gone through when they were pregnant. And so I thought maybe if I post something, it can help somebody else out or someone else can relate to it. But at the beginning or middle of September of last year, my husband was making his work schedule, and I had noticed a new girl was posted. And my heart instantly dropped, just because he is not known for being the most honest and trustworthy person when it comes to other women, and he also tends to cross boundaries. So I asked him about her, and he said that she was a new girl, that she was young, and that nothing could happen because he was her boss. So I tried to ignore it, but something was just telling me that something wasn't right. And as time went on, he started doing things that most people that are cheating do. He was deleting text messages, sleeping on his phone. He started going to the gym at 4 in the morning, not getting back until 7, 8 o'clock at night from work. Just a lot of things were going on. He also would get really angry at like the most inconvenient things. Like if I was involved, it just seemed like my presence really annoyed him. And anytime I would ask him about her just for some reassurance, he would get really angry about it. And this was starting to really affect my pregnancy. I started losing a lot of weight because I couldn't eat. I couldn't get myself to take a shower. I also was going through a lot of like an emotional roller coaster with him, because one day he would be really mean and the next he would be sorry and crying and telling me that he couldn't live without me and that he couldn't wait for the baby. So I didn't really know what was going on with him. But the day that did it for me was October 8th. I had went outside to hang out with him because he was doing yard work. And there's actually a video of this I took off of our camera. He was ignoring me, giving me the silent treatment. He wouldn't look at me. He just didn't want anything to do with me. And I decided that night that I was going to have to leave and go stay with my mom. So I ended up sleeping in our basement. I also was really sick around this time. So I told him when I did leave, which I had to pack whatever I could fit into bags. I also had to leave our dog, which was really difficult, that I had to leave our dog because of my husband's decisions. I told him that I would stay at my mom's until I was feeling better and then I would be back. And he told me that he wanted space and that he did not want me to come back and he just didn't want me talking to him. I did call and message him a few times, and after a while I just ended up texting him and telling him that I wanted a divorce and that I would come get my stuff. He did not fight me on that. He said that he actually wanted to meet up with me and talk to me somewhere where I felt comfortable, which I knew what he was doing. He wanted to get the last word in. So I ended up meeting up with him, and he told me out of respect of being his girlfriend and fiance, didn't even say his wife, that me texting him when he asked for space was too much for him, and that he did not want me to be with him, or he didn't want to be with me, and he was done. And but he said it had nothing to do with another girl. But later on, the pictures that were shown on the TV, he was going out on dates with her in October. So anyways, fast forward, he ends up filing for divorce in November, and I waited for him to do it just because if he was going to be the one running around, I figured he can pay for it. I didn't really hear from him much after that. He'd check in here and there asking how the baby was doing, which was kind of an awkward question because I didn't know how to respond to that. He was just kind of mean, didn't want to talk. If I did respond back, he wouldn't say anything back to my message. So also I went to go get my baby's things from our house, and when I went in, the girl had already moved some of her things in. Her stuff was in where my bathroom things were. She had things in the kitchen. He had thrown all of my furniture and personal belongings into our bedroom, expecting me to move all of that out while heavily pregnant. I couldn't even walk around in the room because my stomach was in the way. So as much as he never wanted to admit it, I mean, I already physically could see that she was moved in, and yeah. So I ended up having my baby. He came to the hospital to see her. He didn't say thank you. He didn't bring flowers. He didn't really say much of anything. The most he talked about was about divorce stuff. And then 20 days later, we had a provisional, which planned out his visitation. And for pickup and drop off, he started bringing the girl and dropping her off at random parts of where we have to meet up. And I had run into them awkwardly a few times, and I had told him that, like, that's super weird, you might as well just bring her. So after a while of him doing that, he did end up bringing her, but he would park far away to where I couldn't see her. And if I could see her, her head would be down. She hasn't introduced herself, nothing. And he still does that. But the photos on the TV that everyone was asking about, so I had just gotten out of the shower, and I walked into my room. His Roku was connected to the TV when he lived with me at my mom's for a few years, which I completely forgot about, but a photo had come up of my baby, and I was like, oh, that's super cute, but I've never seen that before, that's weird. And then just multiple photos of him and the girlfriend were coming up, and that was just really hurtful to see that he was out pampering himself, going on vacations and going out to bars while I was depressed and practically bedridden. I could not get myself to get out of bed. And then the last photo I saw was her holding my newborn baby, which was also very weird to see her smiling like that with my baby. So I got really angry about it and decided to post it on Facebook, and I did not expect it to go as viral as it did. But that's practically the gist of the story, and I really appreciate everyone that has reached out to me and given me their love and support, and I hope that this video can help somebody else that has gone through or is going through this or has gone through it and can relate to me. But yeah.
I'm just wondering when we're gonna stop romanticizing, giving these people our bodies, and they still have the title of a boyfriend. I don't understand, because when we bring a human being to this life and the father is not responsible enough to literally have a child on his name, and you're the only person that is gonna be responsible upon this child, because obviously you're the person who's staying because you're the mother and you have this instinct that you cannot leave your children. And I'm not talking like there is no men that have responsibility for their kids. No, there is. But here I'm talking specifically about stop romanticizing giving these men your bodies before marriage. For real. Romanticize now being celibate, because being celibate means you will not end up as a single mom. Being celibate means there is no energy exchange at the deeper level, so you're holding no karma from them. You're holding your dignity. He cannot cheat on you if he didn't touch you. Honestly, you're not losing anything. And you know what? A lot of these men see that it's normal nowadays to be a single mom, to have a child without the father supporting this child or even taking responsibility or anything. So they have no worries having sex with a lady, and yeah, having a child from her. They just cannot control themselves. That's what it is. That's how I see it. So they be fine. Like, she will end up being a single mom. Cool. I want her to be a single mom because I'm too jealous of her. I'm so jealous of her, and I want her future to crumble by having a child. I don't want any other man to touch her or to look at her the same way before having children. So I'm gonna tie her down with a child and refuse to pay for this child or pay little for this child. And that's normal nowadays. Each and every girl has a child from a man somewhere, somehow. It's normal. But when you romanticize being celibate, you hold yourself together. You're saying, I'm alone, I'm responsible for myself. If you have a child now, thank God for this child. Love him, love her, everything, and say, okay, that's the end of it. I'm not having a sex with no man without no marriage, because I hold myself together and I having a value in myself. Because these low vibrational men will be using you left to right, and you'll think it's love. No, that's a fairy tale, baby. There is no love. There is pain in this time and age about this whole economy thing. We need to think with our brain. If I brought child to this life, what and my partner is cheating on me, what I'm gonna have after that? I'm gonna have future that is crumbled down, opportunities that is going down. My beauty will fade for sure. From all of these responsibilities, stress, cortisol will fade. And what he's having fun with another lady out there. No, I'ma play my cards right with each and every man that goes into my life because I hold myself together and I'm a high value woman. And I'ma be celibate until I find my man. And that's it.
When I tell you, I literally became a whole different person after this man cheated on me and I stayed with him. Because, babe, after all this happened, I was all happy. I was all giddy. I love this man so much. And then after finding out and deciding to stay with him because I didn't want to start over with someone new, when I tell you my whole perception of this man completely changed. Like, I could not look at him the same anymore. I could not see him as that loving, caring person, that trusting, loyal boyfriend. And I'm not saying I didn't love this man anymore after he did that to me, but I could not look at him the same. I could not trust him the same like I did before. And when I tell you I was miserable out of my fucking mind, I could not forget the things that he did. I could not forget the stuff that I found in his phone. You think it was a battle between me and him? No. Every day it was a constant battle between me and myself. Me feeling insecure about every little thing about myself. Me not believing a word he said when he called me the most beautiful girl. My whole perception of this man and myself completely changed. And even if this man changed, never cheated on me again, never did all that stuff again, I could never look at him the same. Because why the fuck would I want to stay with a man that put me through that shit?
So, not even 24 hours ago, I discovered that my long-distance boyfriend of over 4 months has been cheating on me this entire time, so I guess let's talk about it. Back in July, I decided for my birthday that I wanted to fly to Portland to surprise my best friend who had moved there about 4 years ago. So, I flew in on July 24th, which was a Thursday, and we spent our first night together just going to dinner and hanging out. And then that Friday, July 25th, me and my best friend and her boyfriend decided to go bar hopping in downtown Portland, where we met a group of guys that happened to recognize me from social media, and we went and hung out with them at the table that they were standing at. And the guy that was standing next to me was really engaging in conversation, and he seemed kind of interested, and he had asked me what my plans were for the rest of the weekend. And I had told him that the following day we had planned on going to a Timbers game, to which he said that he actually was going to that game too, and that he even had an extra ticket. So he gave his extra ticket to me, and we all went to that same Timbers game together. So that following day was July 27th, a Sunday, my birthday, and we had invited him to come to the coast with us because we decided to go to Seaside for my birthday. And he came, he joined us, and he even asked if he could take me to dinner for my birthday and drive me to the airport the next day. So I didn't even spend my last night of my trip with my best friend. And she was in full support of it because he just seemed like such a genuine, nice guy who seemed really interested in me. So he took me to dinner for my birthday, and he drove me to the airport at 5 a.m. when it was time for me to head back to Arizona. That same night that I came back to Arizona, he actually FaceTimed me, and we had decided that we wanted to stay in contact and see where things could go. So exactly a week after I got back, he flew out to come see me. He had let me know that he was navigating a divorce, but that he had been about 3 months separated at that point. And he said he hadn't even slept with his wife in 2 years. So I really didn't think too much of it. And at that point in time, I really didn't think it was a red flag because of the fact that he was open and transparent about it. Now, something that's incredibly upsetting is that a couple weeks later, he flew out to New York for his aunt's celebration of life, and his birthday happened to fall during that trip. So he had decided after the celebration of life that he would stay the night with a friend who he knew from back home in Portland that now lives in New York. And on his birthday, there was a fantasy football podcast called The Ringer that was hosting a show in New York on his birthday. And he was texting me that he was still on the wait list and it didn't look like he was going to be able to get in. So I personally reached out to The Ringer and left them a very heartfelt message about the fact that my boyfriend's had a very rough year. He was navigating a divorce. He was in New York under sad circumstances, having lost his aunt. And I just said, you know, I would really love to make his birthday if I could get him 2 tickets to that show. And they ended up reaching out to me and they got him VIP tickets to the show, and he got to meet the cast, and they all wrote a birthday card for him, all telling him that he had an amazing girlfriend. At this point, he's calling me regularly, he's texting me regularly, he's telling me that he's bragging to all his friends about me and the amazing things that I've been doing for him and how I'm just such a good girlfriend. And fast forward to September, he comes and visits me for 4 days. We have an amazing time. And then I decide that I'm going to book a flight to see him the first weekend of October and then again for Halloween. So I flew out to Portland to visit him the first weekend in October. That went perfectly fine. And then for my trip to see him for Halloween, 2 of my friends wanted to come, get to know him, spend some time with him, scope him out, see how he interacts with people in his city, in his environment. So the day before we are supposed to fly out to Portland, he calls me in hysterics and says that his uncle had a stroke and that he actually will be flying out of Portland the day that I fly in to see him. So the entire time that I was in Portland, I was devastated knowing that I was in my boyfriend's city and that I would not get to see him because he had told me that he flew out to Austin, Texas to visit his uncle in the hospital because they weren't sure if he was going to survive the stroke. So a little over a week went by and he had let me know that his uncle was being discharged from the hospital and that they felt he was going to make it, and that he was flying back to Portland, and that as soon as he got back, he would make sure to make it up to me and book a flight to come see me. So 2-3 weeks later, he is supposed to come see me, and an hour before he is supposed to be heading to the airport to come see me, he calls me to let me know that that uncle had a second stroke and died. So you could imagine my surprise when on Monday this week, I decided to look up his uncle on Facebook and see that he was actively posting. I don't understand how a dead person could actively be posting on Facebook. So I confronted him on the matter, and he admitted that the entire time I was in Portland, he was also in Portland on Halloween. He claims that he had checked himself into a mental health hospital and that he was just too embarrassed to talk to me about his mental state, and that he really wishes that he would have just chosen to be vulnerable and let me be there for him. So yesterday I decided to catch my boyfriend off guard and randomly asked him if I could see his phone. And he opened his text messages fully thinking that there would be none because he was actively deleting them as they would come in. But one happened to come in as I asked to see his phone, and he was texting someone that, well, let's just say she wasn't me. So I reached out to his ex-wife, and she had explained that the woman whose name I saw on his phone was the same woman that she found out he was having an affair with back in July. So I met him on July 25th, and his ex-wife had kicked him out on July 2nd. So he was not separated for as long as he told me he was. And the girl who he was texting while he was with me, he had been in a relationship with for 3 years. And he had just moved in with her in October, which is when he magically stopped calling and FaceTiming me due to his mental health issues. So I am the side piece to the side piece, and that is the story of my dating.
Tell me why my friend went to one of her homegirls' birthday parties, met this guy, gets acquainted with him. I'm talking vibing real hard. She ends up pregnant by this man, and come to find out, him and his girlfriend got a baby on the way too. Baby, when I say this story got layers, I mean layers. So get you a little drink, and a little snack. We finna go for a ride. So my friend Maya goes to her homegirl Imani's birthday party at a lounge. Imani's boyfriend, whose name is Dre, buys a section for everyone to sit at. So Imani brings her girls, including my friend Maya, and Dre brings his homeboys Sue, and one of them happens to be this nice-looking guy named Malik. Soon as Maya and Malik lock eyes, baby, it's on. The tension is high. I'm talking about they smiling at each other, heavy eye contact, and they front a little bit back and forth. So during the night, Maya asks Malik to take her a picture, right? So Maya is posing all cute, trying to let him know, like, yeah, I want you to know I want you. What's up? So anyway, girl, the lounge is starting to wind down. Everybody's getting ready to head out. So Malik offers to walk Maya to her car, and from there they start to have a little conversation. So that's when Malik reveals that he has a girlfriend. So Maya is just playing it cool, but deep inside, she's just like, damn, why the fuck this nigga gotta have a girl? So she's like, okay, that's cool. You know, we can just be friends or whatnot, right? So he's like, okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that you knew, I didn't want to keep that from you. He also said that he was not prepared to meet nobody that night. Like he said, when he saw her, like he instantly felt a connection to her. And she felt the same exact way. Now, here's where things start to get a little interesting in the story. So after their conversation, Maya gets in her car, right? So a couple seconds later, Malik pulls up on the side of her and he's like, where y'all going? So that's when she gives him the location and they both head to the next spot, right? So they links up at the other spot, start talking again, and that's when he asks for her number. So they exchange info and boom, right at that moment, that's when the door gets open to something she's not even expecting. So the next day, Imani and Maya is on the phone just kind of recapping about the night before, talking about how much fun they had, right? So that's when Imani is like, I also wanted to let you know something. I know that you and Malik was kind of feeling each other pretty heavy last night. I just want to put you on game and let you know that he has a girlfriend that's pregnant. Okay, now this is the moment where we walk out, right? Right? This is the moment where we get our bags, our purse, and we head out the door, right? No? Damn. And then she slips in that Malik and his girl has been having some issues for a while now. Now, what'd she tell Maya that for? Malik ended up calling Maya after all the fun they had, right? But Maya couldn't even hold it. She was like, fuck that shit. I'm finna ask him, like, what's up with this baby? She ends up asking him, like, hey, like, you got a baby on the way? And he's like, yeah, I do have a baby on the way. He's been a little shaky and everything. And honestly, like, I'm already emotionally checked out. I'm sorry. Like, you got a girlfriend and you got a baby on the way? Baby, miss me with that. At this very moment, I'm just sitting here like, and you picked up the phone? Wait a minute. How was he even able to call you? He would have been blocked, babe. Am I right? Or am I right? Or y'all just out here staying dangerous? Wait till y'all hear how Maya fucked up and one of her closest friends snitched on her. And that's how Malik's girlfriend got on her DM. There's always a stopping point. But for Maya, she was just getting started. I'll catch y'all up in part.
Story time of how I walked in on my ex cheating on me on my birthday. Yes, my birthday. I waited years to make this video and I finally can, so let's just get into it. So I went to LSU and I was dating this football player. I was with this person for almost 3 years. My ex was a serial cheater. All you had to do was have a vagina and he was in there. But I didn't know this. So when we first got together, my delusional he loves me. Best friend, he told me he loved me. Oh, he brought me Chick-fil-A. That's how it was. Like the first few months, I was on cloud 9. He had a lot of issues going on and there was a lot of red flags that should have made me leave him. But I was like, no, I gotta thug this out. I gotta be with this man. I didn't know about the cheating, but I did know about the meanness. He was very mean to me. But I noticed these little switch ups would happen out of nowhere. And ladies, I want to tell y'all, when a man does this, when a man flips his mood at you, when he starts being mean to you, that means he doesn't like you. That means he's looking for a reason to take out unnecessary emotion that has nothing to do with you. And 10 times out of 10, they're always going to make up a situation, pin out the littlest detail that you did. Maybe you use this makeup brush and not the other brush. Whatever it is, it's a randomizer to have an excuse to treat you the way they really want to treat you. But let's keep going. So time goes by. My birthday is March. The draft is April. I was doing everything for him and his family, his planning. He doesn't do anything for my birthday planning, but luckily I already have a trip planned to go to Vegas with me and my girls. So the day of my birthday comes and we sitting in the bed, bro, not talking about no plans. I'm like, oh, we could go to New Orleans. Maybe we could go grab a drink. We could go on a cute dinner date. This LSU starting football player tells me that he don't got it. I said, don't got what? Time? He said, no money. So I'm like, okay, baby. He bought me a bottle of Crown Apple and I was downstairs watching Twilight by myself while he was upstairs playing the game. He hated me. But dealing with this man, I kept a lot of things to myself. He would go off on me, kept it to myself. Him snapping on me randomly, keep it to myself. He dealing with his mama, keeping it to myself. I cannot believe I had this kind of birthday, but thank God my flight was in a few hours so I could catch a flight to Vegas and have fun with my girls. He was at my house while I was away. But I noticed when I called him when I landed, when I'm checking in with him the next day, he would seem a little annoyed. He would seem very dry. So now Jenna's in kiss up mode. What did Jenna do wrong? Can we talk it out? What's going on? The girls and I was at dinner and I was scrolling on Twitter. I saw that LSU was having a family feud with Southern on LSU's campus. Everybody was going to be there. I'm like, okay, perfect. I sent him the flyer and he said, I'm not going to that. I remember asking him, why don't you want to go? Jenna, I'm done with you. I don't have to explain anything to you. And am I I missing something right here? Am I missing? Is there a page I didn't flip? What the fart knuckles? When I tell you this man went off, me sending him a Twitter flyer resulted into us breaking up. Yes, we broke up. Next thing you know, I'm blocked. I texted my roommate. I said, hey, is old boy there? She said, nah, friend. And your key on your nightstand too. Mind you, this is our very first argument. I told y'all everything was good up until this point. So baffled at the fact that us breaking up came from me asking why he doesn't want to go to a college family feud. And if you know, you know, when you arguing with your man on your birthday, that whole birthday is over with. Come here. Ladies, I'm going to tell you two things. Men with low ego and low self-esteem and men who just want to control women make sure to do their biggest one on a day that's just about them. Birthday celebration, a self-accomplishment. Whatever it is, he hates you and he doesn't respect you. He does that because on your day that's so big, he wants you to make him feel good.
I want to end this video by step how you know if your man is cheating on you. Okay, step 1, it starts quietly. It never starts with a proof, okay? It starts with a feeling. Low-key, something it doesn't just sit right, okay? Nothing dramatic, no big fight, just discomfort in you. And you don't even know why, okay? And you tell yourself, maybe you're tired, overthinking, dramatic, but your body is already clocking something, your mind is not facing it yet. Okay, the second step, the energy shifts. The energy change before the behavior does. We all know that. He's still here, but he's really not here. He's still talking, but not paying so much attention to you or not paying so much attention to the whole setting. Okay, he's still present, but he's distant. Step 3. Stories stop lining up. You just cannot catch it. You know the math stop mathing at some point. Little things does not add up. Timelines get fuzzy, like he tell you I'm going somewhere, then he gets late, or maybe he's telling you he gonna go to a client and he doesn't have the same time for his clients at the time he's telling you he's going to. You know, it's just enough to make you feel really, at this point, unsettled. Step 4, he starts moving funny. He does not disappear overnight. He starts moving different. He is more private. Most likely he's more secretive. He's more protective over his phone specifically. He's more defensive over simple questions. Yeah, you peeped it. Yeah, that's true. Not because you're looking for problems, but because the pattern changed. Okay, step number 5. You try to be understanding the whole time while something feels off. So you try to let one thing slide, then the other thing slide, then the other thing slide, and you don't really want to accuse him because you're thinking all of those years are gonna be wasted because you accuse him of something maybe it's wrong. Okay, step number 6. Your body really reacts this time. It does not feel quiet anymore. You feel tense around him, like really the energy, your nervous system. Pay attention to your nervous system. It does not relax at all while he's here, even specifically through intimate times. 7. You know, self-doubt starts to kick in and you start to see, like you start to look into his behavior more and more. But every time you ask him for reassurance, he makes you or leave you feel way worse than before. 8. The waiting drains you. You feel like something is really aching you or something is like eating you up alive, something like that. It really drains you. The more you wait, the more you feel like he's really, really cheating on you. And then one time it clicks. Really, really clear. Nothing big happens, okay? No confession, no explosion. You just stop arguing with him and yourself and you saw something on him. Because once a liar, forever a liar. So you start to see something on him because he forgot something, you see something somehow. And then at this point, you choose whether you continue or you're gonna leave. To continue for him, you're being a good woman and understanding woman. But to leave, you're being very evil. And I want you here to be extremely powerful and choose to leave and pay attention to your dreams because your dreams matter. you know, mind you, before my ex cheated on me, I was dreaming weird dreams. Like I'm choosing myself, like he's having a child with another woman, like he's jumping out of a train and the train I was in, and then by the end of the train I was somewhere safe in another country, and then he came up to me to get him inside my car. Mind you, at this point I didn't have a car. After some time I got a car. Oh my god, that's crazy how dreams are such an aligning for real. And then I saw him trying to get to me, please take me with your car. And then I saw the cops everywhere trying to hit him. And there was a woman beside me. I think she was my higher self. She was telling me, you know what you say, you know what to do. I will not speak much on it. You already know what to do. And then I told him, please, I'm going. I don't want to be here no more. So I want you to pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention. I want you just to know nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. You are all right. Because a man cheated is because of him, not because of you. And that's the end of these videos, babies. See you in the next one.